Did you all ever see the movie The Bucket List from 2007 with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman? If you didn't, well, you should. I think it's a great movie. Two great actors, Jack Nicholson, Morgan Freeman. Why wouldn't you want to see it? But if you haven't, so to give you a quick summary, these are two men that both find out they're terminally sick. Jack Nicholson's character is filthy rich and says, hey, let's go live out our bucket list. I'll pay for it. And in the movie, there was some mentions to a coffee called Kopi luwak, which is the world's most expensive coffee. And according to Jack Nicholson's character, the best coffee in the world. Well, that's real if you didn't know. If you saw the movie and you wondered, is this BS? Well, it's actually not BS. I got some right here. My partner got it for me as a gift in Bali. Now, for those of you that don't know what the big deal about this coffee is, some people will jokingly call this cat poop coffee. The reason is there's a little mammal that's not really a feline, it's more weasel-like, in like Southeast Asia, that part of its diet is it eats these beans, and then it poops out the beans. And at some point in history, someone decided to harvest the partially digested bean out of the poop and process it and turn it into coffee. Now, what they boast is that the coffee is, well, the best in the world, right? Because they charge so much for it. I guess I'd charge a lot for something too if I had to dig it out of feces. It is very smooth. Apparently, the digestive process removes a lot of the acidic properties that makes it bitter. I like the bitterness of coffee, though. So it kind of removes one of my favorite things about coffee. So yeah, I've actually got some right here. This little bag was $80 US in Bali. My honest opinion about this coffee, maybe slightly overrated. It is smooth. I will give it that. It is a smooth coffee. I brought it with me on this trip because I wanted to sit down and share some with my best friend back in Michigan. And I think I'm going to finish it up today, or at least most of it. But it is a smooth coffee. I will give it that. Is it worth the price tag? I guess to each their own. Having tried it now, having scratched this one off my bucket list, I am going to lean towards no. I think it's slightly overpriced. There, this is pretty much the last of it right here. When it comes to coffee on the road, I have three options. One is gas station or McDonald's. I actually don't mind either when it comes to coffee. I like my coffee just simple, black, and bitter. However, if I make it in the van, well, there's really only two options I have. So I do usually grind my coffee. I just prefer ground coffee, freshly ground. The first is, well, it depends how much time I have. If I am just taking my time in the morning and relaxing, is this little plunger right here. Take this off. Now, you're not going to see it in the video very well, but there's very fine holes in this little basket, this cup. And what you do is you just pour your grounds into here. And it's got a little plunger. And you just dip it in the hot water in your cup and stir it around. Let it sit there for a bit. If you need to, you can push this down, add a little bit of pressure to the grounds to squeeze out a little more coffee, a little more juice out of the beans. This is like a, I don't know, like a little portable press plunger. If I can find it, I'll leave a link in the description. I do really like this, actually. And I've gotten this as a present for quite a few of my friends, and they really like it as well. However, if I'm in a little more of a rush in the morning, I'm not going to take my time. I get these right here, like I'm going to use this morning. I've been using most of this trip, actually. They're just little single-use bags, basically kind of like tea bags. You can use this for tea as well. And you just pour in your grounds. Tie off the top. Get a nice knot in there and keep it nice and tight so the grounds don't come out. Like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. Really, it doesn't have to be. And just toss it in your cup. That's really it. And then pour the hot water in, let it sit for a bit, and coffee's brewed. Actually, for me, it's worked quite well. So that's how I do coffee on the road. So these little packets, they come in like packages of like 200 and 400. So you can buy an absurd amount for a pretty low price. And they are pretty quick and easy. And then when you're done, you just dump them into the trash, just like any tea bag. So one of the places I wanted to visit on this trip was Pictured Rocks National Seashore. It's along the northern coast of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Well, as you can see, the weather had other ideas for me. I had a feeling this might happen, and it does rain a lot up here. I guess maybe, hopefully in the future, I get a second chance at this. I was looking at the weather report. I think I'm going to see probably mostly rain throughout anywhere in the Upper Peninsula today. So I think I'm just going to get on the road and just start heading west and slowly make my way to the next state. Well, after quite a scenic detour through a lot of small Wisconsin towns, I'm finally on Highway 90. I'll be honest, the little detour down here from the Upper Peninsula to 90, it was actually a welcomed change of scenery. You know, to get off the big highways, you know, the 70, 75 mile per hour speed limits, to slow it down a little bit, just appreciate the scenery, because it is nice and green. And right now in California, it's not green, it's all brown. So it's nice to see green again. The rain, for the moment, seems to have stopped, which now I'm just left with really beautiful clouds. I mean, I really like the textures and everything. I'm appreciating this. So I had a couple downpours that were pretty hefty. Like, it slowed traffic down quite a bit. But right now, everything's dry and traffic's just flowing. And I've probably got a few hundred more miles to get to where I want to get to. Doesn't sound right, does it? So I have a plan A and a plan B. My plan A stop for the night is if I have enough energy. However, if I get to plan B and I'm pretty tired and my eyes are really heavy, then that's where I'm going to stop and crash tonight. I'm actually feeling pretty okay, but I think I'm going to just take plan B. I'm going to stop at the closest rest stop coming up. I'm pretty sure I could make it to the plan A, the one I originally thought I was going to get to. That's another hour and a half. And as I'm thinking about it, I still have to go through the footage, go over the time lapse, do some quick editing, eat, do a little cleanup in the van, go to bed. And I'm going to be doing that no matter which rest stop I go to. So I could go a little bit farther, do it then, go to bed later and then probably get up a little bit later, or I just stop up here. I'm almost there. Take care of everything, get to bed a little bit earlier, and get up earlier. I'm not really going to save any time tomorrow, I think, if I go the extra hour and a half to the next rest stop. I had to actually think about that one for a bit, the logistics. Like, did it actually make sense? As I thought about it, I said, no, it doesn't. So, all right, the sun's getting ready to go down. The sky actually cleared up a lot. A lot of the clouds went away, which I think will kind of suck a little bit for my time lapse. But there's still some clouds, so it might be okay, but I think overall I'm going to lose a little bit of the effect. However, I guess that means I don't have to worry about, hopefully, I got to check the weather before I get ahead of myself, but hopefully I don't have to worry about rain tomorrow. I can actually go out and shoot and hike or whatever I'm going to do. I still got to figure out what park I'm going to first. So, yeah, knock on wood, there's no rain tomorrow. The clear skies, the mostly clear skies. I like a little clouds. Hopefully, I got away from the rain. That would be a good thing. But I guess I'll find out when I stop in a little bit. All right, everyone. Well, this wasn't much of a vacation vlog. Just me driving, talking, and whatnot. Hopefully the time lapse is a little more entertaining. And again, I don't know. I can't promise I'm going to do another one of these tomorrow. I don't know. This isn't like a vlogging trip. I've just got nothing better to do right now except hit record and talk to you all. So that's why I'm doing it right now. Maybe tomorrow I'll be too busy, just won't get to it. I guess we'll see. But either way, just want to thank you all for tuning in again. And as always, I'll see you again next time, whenever that is.